Man, welcome to the Taking Heads Sports Show right here. Man, it's your boy G Long. Got my brothers Rashad and Chuck riding with me. What's good, fellas?
What's happening? What's happening?
Man, it's been a lot going on. I know we've been gone away for a couple weeks, but we're going to jump right into this show. There's of course our Orioles. Well, me and Rashad's Orioles are gone, and also Chuck's Braves are gone. Now these are two teams that we thought were going to be in the World Series.
Indeed.
Now, Chuck, with your Braves, what do you think that they can kind of tighten up on for next year to come back even stronger?
Um, you went out. You went out, G.
Oh,
I can't hear you.
wow. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, G.
Keep it moving.
So G, can you hear him? So the question was,
Yeah, I can't hear anything. All right, there we go. All right, I'm good.
Chuck, I was saying with your Braves for next year, what things do you think that y'all can tighten up on to come back even stronger next
I
year?
I can't pinpoint one thing. We was loaded from top to bottom. We had pitching, we got bullpen, we got defense. You know, sometimes you run into the buzzsaw at the wrong time, and I think that's what
Right.
happened. And I was never in that locker room for a second, but there had to be a arrogance that was floating around where they probably was
Mm-hmm.
a little bit ahead, and the foundation, the fundamentals sometimes get misplaced when it happens. So yeah, I wouldn't change a thing, just the result.
Right. I definitely agree with you on that because y'all definitely had an amazing year and a stacked team, a great team. And
Mhm.
I do see y'all being in the mix for next year as
Hmm.
well. Now, Rashad, how do you feel about our Orioles?
man, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still salty. I am literally still salty
Hmm.
related to the Orioles. Man, this is a true story. Like I haven't been able to like fully watch any postseason baseball that's non-Oriole related. I am definitely in my feelings. Carl Thomas had this song, "Emotional." Chuck, you know about this. Like, man, I'm emotional. I can't let go. Like I
Yeah,
am salty
yeah.
over
I
100.
remember that song.
And then, we get swept two games at home. It's like a buzz in the
Mm.
city, and they leave the city with nothing. Go to Texas and nothing. I mean, not a win. I mean, not even one win. I mean, that makes me salty. So, I mean, what we need, it's obvious, right? We need another person in the starting rotation. Like we need somebody
Hmm.
in the first game of postseason play, whether we're home and or on the road, we need somebody to go 7 solid innings, right?
Hmm.
And throughout the course of the season, there were different guys that stepped up and actually did it. Grayson Rodriguez pitched an amazing game. I think it was in Seattle, semi-losing streak that the Orioles had, and he sort of stopped the bleeding. John Means came in, I think he threw a no hitter for about 6 or 7 innings, if I remember correctly. So
Right.
those things
That's
happened
correct.
in the postseason. It was like nothing, and before you looked up, every inning it was like multiple ranges on base, and then the floodgates were just open, and it's just like that just can't happen because pitching is always going to be it, and it's just going
Right.
to be. And this is not the question for right now, but man, I was so salty. I was thinking, do you call it a good season when your team gets swept, 100 wins, the manager of the year in the American League East? We're gonna have the rookie of the year, and it's like, yeah, we're not even playing right now. Is that a
Yeah,
successful season?
I
And I'm
think
looking back and forth in my brain. It's like, yeah, it is
it
considering
is.
where we came from.
Yeah, I think you can part. I think you can part and parcel the two from each other, and separate and say,
That's
I get
hard
you.
to do, Chuck. That's hard.
It is, but you're not allowing to accentuate the positive things you did if you just totally negate the result and be only results oriented. And like you said, where the Orioles came from, it's 2 years ago. To the second best record in the league, 102 wins. Like you said, rookie of the year. If I'm not mistaken, we had the third youngest team in baseball. Notice I said we.
That's right.
We would be an indication that you're an Orioles fan, but I get where you were going. I definitely get where you were going.
Yeah, but I consider it a successful season. You know, it didn't end the way I wanted it to, and it didn't end the way that I thought it would. But I consider it a successful season. It brought a lot of positive, you know, energy to Baltimore. You know, everybody was, you know, excited. And that way, I believe that going into next season, you know, we will be even more prepared because you take your losses as a learning season, a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rashad, you were saying, could you after having all that good stuff, could you consider that a good season? And I say yes, I consider it a good season. And you go back to the drawing board, you look at what went well, what worked, and then what didn't work, you try to improve on that, which was our pitching. You know, we definitely need to tighten up that pitching staff.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe if we do that, we would be right back in the thick of things for next year.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, but man, this is really interesting. All the teams that won 100 games, none of them are still left.
Yeah.
Dodgers,
Right,
Orioles,
I know.
all first round exits.
Remember that year that
now you
climactic year for the Mariners? I forget what year it was. Was it 01 when they won 116 games? They got bounced in the first round.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So
now I know right now the Phillies are up 2-0 over the Diamondbacks, and also the Rangers, who I think are going to win the World Series this year, are up 2-1 over the Houston Astros. Now the Rangers, man, they brought out the big bats, man. Like we ain't have no answer for them. You know, our pitching, they really exposed our pitching staff.
Yep.
How we have to make, you know, improvements on our pitching staff. So once we do that, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. And I know also.
I'm sorry. I'm saying not saying that
no,
once you get to the major leagues, you fit anybody. But the Orioles pitching staff
right.
doesn't have anybody that you like ahead of time. You really got to prepare for. And like Rashad said, like game one of the series, you can almost bank on it. He's going 7 strong. He's going to keep you in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
a tone setter.
Because I know back in the day, the different teams, you know, they had, like, they were in the playoffs. You already knew Randy Johnson was coming out there for game one. You had Randy Johnson or
Pedro Martinez.
For the Rangers back in the day, you had Nolan Ryan throwing 100 miles per hour fastball.
Yep.
And then even with your Braves back in the day, man, they used to throw out Smokes.
Glavine.
Smokes might go, like they actually could switch the rotation. You could throw Smokes out there game one, or you could throw Glavine out there game one. And then it was one more. Grant, man.
Yep. Just then, like you said, just think about all of the playoff teams that we can think of in, say, the past 20. So let's go to the Yankees. You had Roger Clemens, like you said, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Pete Harnisch.
And then they stole our boy, Mike Mussina, man. I'm still salty that he was our Yankee stopper. Then he going to go and join the Yankees.
Yeah, but he left you on bad terms.
Yo did a Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he left him on bad terms.
and I know there was some awesome local football going on these last couple of weeks. And I know Rashad, you had the honor of being a PA announcer doing live play-by-play for these games. Tell us a little bit about that experience and what it was like.
Just went out.
Yeah, but I know that he did the one my Mervo Mustangs against your Forest Park Foresters.
Was not pretty.
Which Mervo man, but we already knew that was going.
No, it was not. It was
we
not.
Already knew that
it was not a foregone conclusion. It was an ugly game. I think it was 6. Was it 6-0 at half?
Are we talking about Mervo and Forest Park?
Yep, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm back. Well, we knew for Forest Park, they would play hard. I can't, I'm connected to all these teams in some form of fashion, so I have to remain politically correct. It was a well-fought game defensively for a moment. Forest Park's offense just couldn't seem to get going, and then Mervo made just a few plays. But to go back to last week, so the Mervo and Dunbar game, it was a great game. In the first half, Dunbar and Mervo, they ended halftime 6-6. Both teams trying to feel their way through it. A lot of running the ball. Which high school football, it's the normal sort of offensive mindset for high school football. But one of the things that I saw from both teams, and this is me, I have this bird's eye view, that passing the ball was like open. Both of them have like incredible athletes. And they just, I thought they actually passed the ball and would have opened it up. So in the second half, Dunbar took control. Dunbar goes up 20-6. And Mervo, I want to say late in the third quarter, maybe early fourth quarter, they put together a really, really good drive. And the quarterback throws like a dart to kid Justin Devon. His dad is a track coach, and this kid is like an incredible athlete. Kind of a big guy, and he's like legit track. I'm talking like Penn Nationals, that kind of speed, like the speed that I had back in the days, right? Yeah. And quarterback gets like on a slant, and so they're down 20-18. So they're going for the 2-point conversion. Now Mervo's quarterback is a tall, slender kid. And he's dancing around on this 2-point conversion, and he kind of shakes a little bit. He's hitting the Madden, the juke button, basically, and the hole opens up. And in my brain, I'm about to announce we are tied at 20. And at the very last second, a kid smacks him, and he's not a big dude, and he doesn't get in. And my thought is, like, the game's about to be tied, and I thought if he dove,
we lost 20-18.
And it was a great game. And then Dunbar, just as before you know it. It's in victory formation at that point because Mervo, used all that timeouts. But it was a really, really hard-fought game from both teams. And I think that actually propelled Dunbar. I want to say I looked at the standings today that Dunbar is actually number 1 in the city.
Right. They definitely they're number 1 in the city. But it was a very competitive game, man. It shows just how good both teams really are. And I know Mervo right now, they are playing a tough city squad. I don't know that score, but I know that Dunbar played as well earlier today. And from what I heard, they actually had to stop that game at 58-0. At 58-0.
What?
Yeah, I don't know exactly who they were playing, but they called the game. Once they got to 58, they shouldn't even let it got to that much, man.
Well, did he tell you they had to call the Mervo Forest Park game? They called that game. Yeah, fourth quarter, Forest Park's driving, and our quarterback throws a pick. Already losing, already down. Fourth quarter is like 7 minutes left in the game. Game's pretty much over. They're getting the ball. Frustrations. The guy who got the pick walking off the field. They in each other's face. Some kind of way the helmet get taken off, and from there, everybody just rushed the field. Yeah. So they called it, but like 7 minutes left of that game. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think for the betterment of everybody and for the safety of everybody. Because if that fight would have got out of hand, you got kids in the stands from Forest Park, kids from the stands of Mervo. You didn't want that to escalate any further.
Right, I definitely agree with
So
that.
My heart wasn't. I didn't feel it at first, but in hindsight, I think it was the best thing to do.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because you don't want, kids to get hurt, the staff to get hurt, or anybody to get hurt. Because with that many people being there, it
was packed.
That definitely could have got out of hand.
Yeah, it was packed, and you know how it goes. It's never going to be a Mervo or a Forest Park kid who does something. It's going to be an outside kid that does something to one of those kids. So, cooler heads prevailed. The police came out. Everybody went their ways. And there was a couple little skirmishes out in the parking lot. But other than that, everybody went home, got home safe.
Well, I'm thankful that, everybody got home safe and nobody got hurt. And also, I want to give a big shout out to the Las Vegas Aces,
who
won the WNBA championship last night when they defeated the New York Liberty by the score 70-69. That was a very, very competitive game.
Yep.
Very, very competitive game. It was a packed house. Packed house, and Las Vegas ended up winning the series 3-1. 3-1 over the New York Liberty. And Asia Wilson was the finals MVP. And I know that she averaged 23 points and 12 rebounds for the series.
She a beast.
Which were both she averaged more rebounds and more points than she did during the regular season.
Stepped the game
in
up.
The finals. Stepped the game up. They won the championship. And I know you were saying something about Candace Parker. She made
she's the first
type of history.
First WNBA player to win 3 titles with 3 different teams.
Wow, that's definitely amazing, man. Definitely amazing. So we want to now. Do you foresee the WNBA being able to maintain that type of momentum that they had from these finals and these playoffs?
I think as long as they continue to get the exposure from the NBA,
right,
they find a way to put those popular faces from the WNBA out in front, social media, give them more presence. So let them know there is a product that a lot of people don't even know when the season starts, from the playoffs and any of that. A lot of people still don't know that.
Right.
Get some kind of interaction with the NBA. Maybe some kind of way they can have some, maybe a double header with the NBA and the NBA game the same day.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
That's definitely
stuff like
idea.
That. But yeah, actually the growth of the NBA has went up steadily, but they're never going to be able to compete with the NBA. Never.
No, not because the sponsorship, and also it's going to kind of be hard for the WNBA to get the stars into the league, because now you got people like Angel Reese and making more in college than they would make in the WNBA.
Yep.
I mean, she's making millions.
Yeah, she just signed with Reebok.
Yep.
Shaq got in with Reebok.
I know Shaq.
Yep. Because him and AI just became the president and vice president of Reebok basketball or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about AI.
Yeah, but that's how he was able to pull her in with the LSU plug.
Yeah, but so WNBA, they're going to have to they're going to have to work to get sponsorship.
You bet.
So here, let me just jump in, because this internet connection is still, just driving me crazy. But Chuck, I love what you said. It has to be creative ways to get the WNBA more exposure, and it might look like their season ends at the tail end. The NBA season begins, I should say, at the tail end of the WNBA season. So maybe that looks like we somehow partnership, and I think that the WNBA has to capitalize on what's taking place right now with the success of the women's college game. You got to take advantage of it. I'm talking about take full advantage of it. Like you mentioned, Baltimore's very own Angel Reese. She just signed with Reebok. Like that has to be a big deal, even though she's still a college player. Somehow the WNBA like has to not promote her because she's a college player, but it's like you got to build off that momentum, man. 9 million people watched the game last year between LSU and Iowa.
But
And
why
you
not?
have-
But like you, I'm sorry to cut. But why not? Why not promote her? Why not make a campaign explicitly for Angel Reese for the world?
But I don't know how
Right.
He's not officially a professional player, and she's still with LSU. But
Right.
somehow, like that can be done. Like you just have to build on its success. One of the things that I'm surprised, and I was telling my kids this, like with the NBA 2K, whatever, the video games. I said that why not take maybe the top 10 women's teams from last year, put them on a video game. Now what am I doing? You know what? I am actually creating even more exposure. The college teams, right? Some of the WNBA teams on these video games, but I'm just trying to get constant eyes on the women's game. And the women's game right now, all the excitement and the buzz over the last 24 months, it was really initiated by the college game. Like you got to make that a big deal. Reebok should be flooding social media.
LSU and Iowa.
Absolutely. Like you have to make it like a big deal to put these young women that are soon to be in the WNBA, to put them out there even more. And then it's great what Reebok did. You take two recognizable names, Shaq and then AI, guys that like change the culture to a degree. You know, Shaq being this probably the most athletic big man that we'll ever see, one of the most dominant big men in our era. And then you take AI, a guy that changed the culture, braids, tats, all of this. And it's like, man, Angel Reese, I'm going to find some time. You're going to be in a commercial with these guys. So you just got to keep building on it. Now, Shaq said actually one thing. I think he was on a podcast and he said this. He said that the WNBA ought to consider lowering the rims to 9 feet to, incorporate more dunks and see what that does. I don't like that. I don't like that part.
No, I don't either.
That's too gimmicky for me.
Yeah.
That's like a gimmick to me. I don't like that. And I don't think these girls are professionals. They work hard just like we do. I don't think they would like it. They're not looking for a gift.
They wouldn't.
They're not looking for a gift. They're looking for an opportunity. Two different things.
In 3 years, somebody in the WNBA is going to want the first $1 million or $2 million contract. It's coming. Also,
so to that point, and I'm not going to harp on it. The money aspect. You in layman's terms, you get what you earn.
And I agree, Matt.
You get what you earn. So the WNBA, part of their problem is they want to make more money, but where's that money going to get generated from if they're not bringing it in?
That's a great point.
No, it's not like it's just a pool of money just sitting there waiting for you. You got to do again. That's the job of the higher ups of the WNBA to start generating more money.
That's a great point.
They got to sell that sponsorship, man.
Yeah, sponsorships and TV, right? And so that's why when we watch the NFL, you see 50,000 beer commercials. Guys drink beer, right? And you see pizza. Eat pizza, and cars. It's like beer, food, and cars. And that's why you can have like the worst of the worst in the NFL making crazy money.
And look, so we got Thursday night games. Most Thursday night football games are trash. Sometimes we got 2 Monday night games just to get more exposure to football. What about? Again, I don't know how I would do it. I don't know the logistics of it, but a doubleheader, a WNBA game, and the mesh is in right with the start of an NBA game. I may want to turn on like the end of the WNBA game because I'm still waiting on the NBA game.
Right.
No, that's a great idea.
Package it together, not individually.
That's a great idea. We'll see. Something is going to change though.
And that would definitely get some viewership.
Yeah. All it takes is one, and one begets two.
You got to get the eyes on the product, man. You have to. You got to get the eyes on the product.
But it's just strange that
like
college, capitalized, but the WNBA can't. Like college, and I know we talking about like a field of 64 and March Madness, and it's over a period of 2 weeks, and it's buzz and it's the brackets. I know so much goes into it as opposed to a lengthy WNBA season, but college, man, they got it. Like they got it. Like the hype. I mean, they just got it, and it was like a perfect storm, right? And I don't mean to incorporate this part in it, but it's the reality. It was the perfect storm. A tall African-American girl from Baltimore, and then they were playing the team from Iowa, right? And it was like they had no African-Americans on that team. And I don't care how you make it up in your
one.
Reality. The reality is
she was confident. She was outspoken.
Yeah.
You know what this,
right.
You know what this sounds like? You know what else this sounds like?
Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Dion in Colorado. You got an outspoken, successful guy going into a small college town. Same thing.
It was a perfect storm. So college gets it. Let's see if they can just build on it this year. And just a quick side note before we transition, man, LSU is coming to Coppin State on December the 20th. I am going to.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, it's gonna be flooded.
I got my tickets already. I am going to
be flooded.
Yeah,
and they're playing Coppin State.
Playing Coppin State.
They're playing Coppin State.
Just see this, okay. So I'm just organically hearing this, and something struck me. You will only be able to sell a certain amount of tickets to that game. Why not move that game to say downtown to the arena where there's more seats, where more people can see it?
Okay, that's.
Why not move that game? That Coppin holds what, like 5,000-7,000. Why not move it to a bigger place?
Yeah, and like I haven't even seen marketing. I thought by now I would have saw.
That's outrageous.
Something like Baltimore.
They probably actually feel that they don't have to market it.
No, you do have to market it.
I know they probably feel like they don't have to because
nobody knows. Like my kids are hoop heads now, and one of them told me, Dad, because I said we're gonna go see LSU, and one of them said, yeah,
because I remember hearing about that. Like,
yeah, that makes no sense.
Wow, probably about like right after the season was over.
That should be on Coppin State's social media. That should be on all kinds of radio stations. That should be everywhere.
Yeah,
that should be everywhere.
So,
but you know why? What you said. You said they hold what, 5,000 to 7,000.
I'm just off the top of my head. Like, I'm guessing.
No, it might be about. It might be 10.
Let me see.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot. I would say what, 7,500. I'm just taking a guess.
At the most.
It's going to be general seating, so it's going to be packed. But I mean, that stuff has to be out. Like the local buzz. I mean, people are going to come out just because Angel is coming, and she's not the only superstar on that team. Man, Haley Van Leaf, the young lady from Louisville, is there. Flau'jae Johnson.
she just transferred.
Yeah, and it's like, man, you got to take advantage of that, all of that star power.
But you would have thought by now that Coppin would have had a bigger gym, because Coppin started getting a little bit of national notoriety. Remember when the men's team, they were making that run in a tournament?
Yeah, but that was, you talking about the run with Fang Mitchell was there? That was like forever ago. If you talking about
State,
that,
I know,
but State holds 4,100 seats. You telling me you can't?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
that's a sellout. They will be sold out.
Yeah, but you look how many people
that's probably already sold out by the.
Look, you would have missed 4,100 people.
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
You're gonna miss more than 4,100. You're gonna miss about 20,000.
You got young girls coming from DC, all the surrounding counties, Pennsylvania, Virginia. Mom, Angel Reese gonna be in Baltimore. Can we go?
Yeah. Holiday, man. It's gonna be legit. It's gonna be legit. But I don't know. Gee, you went old school. Fang Mitchell. Were y'all even watching sports when that was occurring? Were y'all watching sports then?
What did you say, y'all?
Yeah, I was.
Y'all meaning more than one. Were y'all watching sports when like Fang Mitchell?
I was watching sports before you.
I was watching it.
and Coppin was like a 15 seed, and they were beating a number 2 seed. But I don't want to go there tonight. I don't want to educate you guys.
Quick trivia question: Who was the basketball star from Coppin State that played for the Seattle Supersonics?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Who is it?
No, hold up before you.
So my man, Matt, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. I was rocking with him in Bend, Oregon. I think he's living in Idaho now. Says easy sellout versus LSU with advertising. My daughter would love it. Yeah, his daughter's a.
See what I mean?
Yeah, and he's on the West Coast, but he knows the sports, but he knows easy sellout.
Right.
Easy. So the answer is Larry Stewart.
Oh, Larry Stewart. Okay.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I knew that name. I couldn't think of it offhand, but I remember somebody from Coppin State.
Old school, man. Go ahead. I know y'all have been itching this whole show. Go ahead. Y'all want to talk football? Is that how we're gonna make the transition? Is that how we're gonna segue? Look at y'all smiling. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna segue like because you was like, well, we even watching sports back then.
Yeah. How about that? How about the dig and then you?
I was watching sports so far back that when I used to play football with the kids around my neighborhood, I used to I would emulate and imitate at that time my favorite football player who was the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Randall Cunningham.
Number 7.
Yep, Randall Cunningham. I would probably do more running. See, that's the thing. I took too much of his running, from his game. And I could throw too, but I was doing Matt said number 12.
Yeah, number 12, right. Number 12. That's right. Number 12. He's right.
Yeah, there we go.
If y'all want to kind of pile up and kick me after the play is over, unnecessary roughness, bro, let's get into it. G kind of moved into it real subtly. Let's get into it. My boys took a L, but I'm cool. I'm cool with that. We took an L.
But since it's your team, what do you think about the game?
I think that there was a lot of mistakes. I think that this was the first game where the offensive coordinator being new and not being familiar with everybody, it showed up more. Like we won some of the other games. You could see some of it. Like there were times, there was a play in my mind, it's etched in my mind from the game. It's a 3rd and 9, and we are up by 2. I think that Shane Steichen, who's now the head coach of Indianapolis, my thoughts would be this. It's that it's 3rd and 9, and Jalen has 1,000 design quarterback draws. Run the football. That's 45 seconds off the clock. They have no timeout. So you make Zach Wilson drop the length of the field and beat you. We throw the ball on 3rd and 9, and then it's an interception. On 3rd and 9, it's like, by saying we have to get this first down, to me, is showing a lack of faith in the defense. And Hassan Reddick and the boys up front, they had some significant sacks in this game. So trusting your defense. And then, like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's Zach Wilson. Like, it's not Rodgers. It's not Montana. It's not Young. Like, I'm not tripping about Zach Wilson. Like, make him make a play to beat us. And he played not really well, but he played solid. It just didn't make any sense to me. However, G, you know this. That other guy that's on this stream with us right now has got that Dolphins hat. And it's Sunday night. We gonna go to work.
I'm not done. I'm putting up these figures for a reason.
We gonna go to work.
How do you explain the 3 interceptions?
It's easy. 3 times he threw the ball to the other team. It's a really easy equation.
But you
they were bad throws.
Okay.
I did. They were bad throws. They were bad throws.
And Rashad, what was your thoughts about the Jets defense against the Eagles?
I think it was solid. It wasn't phenomenal. I think the coach Robert Saleh is just like far gone, stuck in his ego. I'm talking about, we embarrassed 3 quarterbacks, Mahomes, and I was about to say Rivers. Geez, what's my man from Buffalo? Skipping my brain. Josh Allen. He embarrassed these quarterbacks. You didn't embarrass these quarterbacks.
Star-Lord.
Dak Prescott.
Don't look like
your defense was solid. Like it was solid. Like they didn't do anything that was like, oh my God, they shut us. They were solid. They were solid enough to remain in the game. But it was like, bro, relax. Like these mistakes were Jalen Hurts mistakes. It wasn't like that they did something that he was so confused. Jalen Hurts just had some bad throws at inopportune times.
Hey, I'm gonna help my good buddy out. That's my man, not my family, my brother. I'm gonna help him out, but I think they figured it out. I think they figured it out since the game Sunday.
Stop.
I think they figured it out because
what out?
I think y'all figured out your mistakes because they just signed Julio Jones yesterday.
No, we didn't. We don't need him. We need defensive backs.
So you have the worst game of your season this week of the season, and you go sign Julio Jones.
No. That I know you're being sarcastic, so I'll play along with you. I'll play along because I know it's a huge element of sarcasm. Everything you just said. So I'll play along. I'll play Boo Boo the Fool and play along. That wasn't it. There were just some things that happened that deviate from the norm. Jake Elliott, he doesn't miss field goals. He's solid, right? Like solid. Devontae Smith, the slim, he doesn't drop the football. My man dropped like a huge third down.
And I respect him for his answer. He said, I got to catch the effing ball.
Yeah, that's it. So if we're not figured out, but I'm going on the record right now, we are going to beat the Dolphins. G, I know he's not listening to this. I want you to hone in on this, G, and then we'll talk about the bum Ravens. We are going to beat the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football. We're going to put up a 30-piece, all flats, and we're going to beat you guys by 8, 30-22.
Can I respond, G? Can I respond?
I said 30-22.
Get it 30-22. We're putting up a 30.
Can I respond?
I'm writing that down too.
Okay, so to your point, you're gonna have to score at least 30 to beat us. That's one.
Okay.
I do say that you are probably the Eagles are probably the third most complete team in the NFL. But where you lack the most is the area where we exceed the most. Your secondary, aside from Darius Slay, is trash. It's trash.
I'm not gonna say
you. And one thing about the Eagles, y'all play a lot of man. You're not gonna be able to play a lot of any man with us.
We're not gonna play man. We're not gonna play man.
You can't.
We won't. That would be foolish.
Okay.
That would be foolish.
And the other part of your team that has a lot to be desired is your interior linebackers. Brandon Graham, he's a great guy, captain of the team. His best days are behind him.
Listen,
cannot cover side to side. He can cover inside the tackles. Cannot cover side to side. That's where you're going to lose.
We don't listen. We don't need that. We don't. Okay. We want to play some zone, and what's going to happen is we're going to put Tua in position where he can't just 3-step and he's firing. He's going to have to make some decisions to beat us, and that's not what he does. If he's in that position, you know what? Mm-hmm. That's the extra seconds that the defensive line, the dogs are going after him, and we know he doesn't work well under pressure at all. All of his success now, look at the highlights. Like the ESPN, maybe they got a contract with the Dolphins. They're in love with the Dolphins now because I guess it's a fun football team, but they're in love with them.
So the first game of the season when we went against Bosa and Mack, when they were in the backfield all game, and he had to make these same decisions.
No. Tua is the first read. It's not no progressions. It's the first read. Boom. That's where we're going.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll see Sunday. I'm going to send you something. You predicted your score. What'd you say? 30-22?
30-22.
I'm going to say 38-32 Dolphins.
Y'all going to throw up 38 on us. Oh, okay.
Yeah. 38-32
Dolphins. 38-32?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
you like Zach Wilson. Really? Talk about his progressions. He's frozen again.
Now, I believe that the Ravens against the Lions, it will be a very tough game. And I believe that just like Sunday, Justin Tucker will come in real big during this game. We will rely on him heavily. A lot of people Justin Tucker won the game. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, we needed 6 field goals, but I saw progress over these weeks because we couldn't even get in field goal range when we needed to get in field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
At least Sunday, we wasn't having to punt the ball away. We were getting into field goal range in order for Tucker to comfortably make his field goal. And I take the win. How we get the win, I take the win. I take that win.
But for people who say that
And
Justin Tucker won last year against Detroit in Detroit, it was 3rd and I think 14 that y'all had to get in to field goal range. And Lamar made that happen,
right,
which he's capable of doing on every single play. He got that ball in his hand. So it wasn't just a field
right,
goal. I want to say it was 3rd and 14 or 3rd and 17 that y'all got that first down to get y'all in position. And that was because of Lamar.
right. So I definitely believe that we will beat the Lions this Sunday. It's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be an easy game because the Lions have improved drastically
Mm-hmm.
over these last couple years. So they're not an easy win like they used to be. Because you know how like every Thanksgiving the Lions would play on
Right.
Thanksgiving.
That traditional
Would be like,
Thanksgiving
can y'all
game.
stop putting this bums
Yep.
on having them play on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
But now if you play the Lions on Thanksgiving, they might just embarrass you,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
front of everybody.
Yep.
You just said, somebody said 27-20 Detroit.
27-20
Hmm.
Detroit. I don't think it's going to be that high. I think it's going to be like a 17-14 game.
I agree with that. I believe 17-14 Ravens.
Whatever the over and under is, I'm definitely taking the under on the Ravens-Detroit game. Definitely.
No, I think it's going to be more points scored than 17.
Well, I think.
So
Well,
I said that was you that said 27-20.
Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be low scoring. You know why? I think the weather report is like 64 degrees, just mild wind. So it's like a perfect fall day.
I thought it was going to be. They said it was going to be pretty windy, 15 to 20 miles per hour.
I think they're going to throw the football around, and I think Goff is going to get some protection. And I think Detroit have enough talented to people to really test the Ravens secondary. But I think it's going to force Lamar to throw the ball more. And I think they excel more when they throw the ball. Like I caught the tail end of that game in London, and it was just like, geez, It was good. The Ravens play ugly football. I mean, they win. It's just a lot of ugly football games. And to be honest with you, I know you don't want Lamar dropping back 35 times a game, but I think they're much more effective when he's throwing the football. I do. I think it's much more effective when he's throwing the football. And when he's throwing the football and you got an OBJ out there, albeit he's not at 100%, albeit he's still somewhat of a shell of himself. You still got Flowers. Andrews, like, what, top 3 tight end in the league? I mean, maybe number 2, right behind Kelsey. Swifty. You get it? Swifty? Taylor Swift?
Right.
I know.
Yeah,
the Taylor Swift album right before he came on, so I have to be careful. Any incorrect Taylor Swift reference.
You said Chuck was listening to it?
Taylor Swift. Oh, he's a big Swiftie. Yeah, he's a big Swiftie.
Well, look, I'm not opposed to any kind of music. My selection is very eclectic. So you might have me listening to anything. Taylor Swift, Coldplay, Johnny Cash.
Gee, he dropped 5 stacks to see Taylor Swift when she was performing at when she was performing at in Pikesville this past week.
So look, it's going to be 65 with 15 to 25 mile per hour winds on Sunday. That doesn't bode well for a lot of throwing or kicking.
I think they're still going to throw the ball around, though. I do. I think they're going to be tough. Well, I know Detroit is going to throw the ball around. Marlon Humphreys is not like fully back, after the foot surgery.
No, he's not.
I got a quick question for G. I'm gonna name you 3 quarterbacks, and you give me your order real quick. Sam Howell, Kirk Cousins, Tua.
I'm gonna say Tua. Sam Howell and Cousins.
Oh, okay.
You put Sam Howell over Kirk Cousins.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Actually, flip them.
Rethink that one, my brother. Rethink that one, brother.
Tua, Kirk Cousins, then Sam
Flip.
Howell.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wondering.
Yeah, that was.
I was wondering.
No, Tua is good, man. Even though I know you are Dolphins, but Tua, he's good, man.
He's good. He's good. He wasn't even the best quarterback on the roster. He wasn't even the best quarterback on the Bama roster, but we were talking about the Ravens.
He wasn't the best quarterback, but your quarterback got benched for Tua.
He wasn't the best quarterback on the roster.
But Jalen got benched for Tua in the national championship game and had to transfer.
Who's the better quarterback?
I'm just Tua.
No, that's silliness.
It's Tua.
Silliness. It's silliness. He's won you guys some playoff games?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Matt said Howell is the man.
No, he good. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's solid. He's not the man. He's solid. He's solid.
I know
like
he looked good.
Cousins.
He looked good against the Eagles.
Kirk Cousins has a body of work, man.
He does.
And you can't count him in the playoffs, but Kirk Cousins got a body of work.
Yeah, but he gets a bad rap because he doesn't play defense. He doesn't play defense. It's not like he chokes in some of these games. He's been in the playoffs. It's not like he doesn't play defense. He's put up some points in some of these playoff games.
You gotta find a way to win, though. Got to find a way to win. That's it. Is a win. I'm gonna go back to the Ravens. I really think that the Lions are gonna have their way passing the ball. I do. I really, really do. I really, really do. And I'm curious to see if Jesus, having a brain freeze again. The second year guy from Detroit or from Michigan, defensive lineman, just slipped my brain that fast.
Hutchinson.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if he could cause some problems for Lamar.
He has caused problems with everybody.
Yeah,
with everybody. Aiden Hutchinson, he's caused problems with everybody. What he had 3 interceptions last year, his rookie year.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Right.
Yeah. So who y'all got tonight?
The key is our offensive line is going to have to hold up, which they've been struggling all year, to be honest.
And you know what? If I was a Ravens fan, I would be heated. It feels like that the Ravens sometimes, like the play calling, is just to win. It's not like to win in a
going away fashion.
Yeah, like and being real assertive. It's like, man, we just gonna hold on and we just gonna win because I think they got a lot of offensive talent, man. A lot of offensive talent. It's like throw the ball around. They
start out aggressive, then they kind of get complete.
Yeah, then they timid out. Mm-hmm. But
right.
A lot of that got to do with, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lamar still has a problem with fumbling and some ill-advised interceptions. So maybe that got something to do with it.
Yeah, but you got to turn that guy loose, man. You can't keep a talent like that. I think him throwing the ball 17 times is a disservice. 17, 20
That's what it was last week.
Right. He goes like 14 for like 17, stuff like that.
Man, you got to turn him.
They kind of got him in like a game manager mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A little bit over a game manager.
Yep.
But
yeah. He's a former MVP, man. You gotta let him loose. Because if not, you're just wasting it. And then the Ravens get in predicaments. You know what they normally do at home. First half, they'll come out dominant. They'll have 1 to 2 plays where you're looking at the TV like, what just happened? This is what they do with teams that are not good as Detroit. They'll let the team back in the second, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, and then they wind up losing the game. And everybody's driving from M&T Bank Stadium just upset. That's the Ravens MO.
Man.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll take him over Wilson. Oh, wow. Matt got some problems here, Broncos fan.
Oh, yeah,
Where do you begin there?
Matt, we're sending prayers all the way to Idaho.
Yes, sir. You got an armored truck at your quarterback position, and the armored truck is the coach, so who's going? Neither one of them.
Somebody's gonna go because it's not gonna work out. And if somebody goes, it's gonna be Peyton.
Yeah, but then you giving away $100 million.
It's gonna be Peyton. You can replace a coach before you can do a quarterback. Now, these last few years, I'm gonna be honest. I thought Russell Wilson was like a Hall of Famer.
I did too. He's
I
I did
disappointed me.
too.
Yeah, he disappointed me a lot.
Yeah, I think he was a Hall of Famer, but I don't know, man. I don't know. He might have to ride off into the sunset. And then I think a lot of people don't like him. His personality is just like so. I think
It's off-putting.
Yeah,
Some of the stories are starting to come out. Did you see Marshawn Lynch on Club Shay Shay?
Oh yeah. Marshawn
He said
Lynch.
he tried to call them and he called them back from a blocked number, and we're on the same football team.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah,
but
I'm
you
cool.
know Russell Wilson, his whole family are doctors. All of them are doctors. His sisters, his mother, his father. So they wanted him to be a doctor, but he ended up becoming a football player.
So in other words, you saying this?
I mean, I can see him. I can actually see him being a doctor. Can't you picture him in the white gold jacket?
Yeah. Yeah.
Telling you to make sure you pay the copay before you leave.
I can see it.
Or you already in the back and they call you back. They said you have to pay a copay before we can see you. I'm like, yo, I'm already back here. No, that ain't never really happened to me. I'm just
yeah.
Matt said, yep, he can see him being that more than a quarterback.
Yep.
But I know tonight we had the Jaguars at the Saints. I'm going with the Jaguars. And I'm going to go with a score of 27-20.
Gee, I hate to say it. I think this is going to be one of them normal Thursday night paint drying, car crash, turn it off in the second quarter. Why am I watching this product?
Mm-hmm.
For one, the Saints have a good defense. The Prince, Trevor Lawrence, is not all the way healthy. I just see it being like one of those 13-10 with a late field goal from either one. And we waking up tomorrow saying, why are we playing games on Thursday?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you said 13-10?
I'm saying 13-10 either way. Whoever gets the ball last is going to win 13-10. But it's not going to be pretty.
And I said 27-20.
Yeah. I could see Derek Carr like 17 for 51 for 152 yards. Trevor Lawrence 21 for 50. Like one of those type of games. I just see it. Not looking forward. I'm going to watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it.
I know Rashad said 24-17. I'm gonna give the little southern twang that he said. 24-17. Narleans.
That's the score there, Rashad?
That's my score. That's the score.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I'm going 13-10, either one of them. That's an ugly, ugly, ugly game.
And I said 27-20 Jaguars. But Rashad, you gotta give that score with that New Orleans little country twang to it.
Yeah, 24-17 Nolans. You heard? Nolans. Yeah, Nolans. Sprinkle some seasoning on them cayenne peppers. Nolans. Crawford.
Bam.
Yeah. It's an ugly game. I mean, if it's headed in the direction of 13-10, I swear I'll watch a rerun or something. I swear before I watch it.
I just think it's gonna be one of them bad games again that come on.
I'll watch the rerun of the news before I watch that. I'm telling you. 13-10, I won't do it.
Wait a minute. Did either one of y'all happen to see the Jameis Winston try to talk to Alvin Kamara on the bench last week after the interception?
Yeah,
and he was looking at him like, "Why are you in my face?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got that going around in the locker room.
Yeah, but I think he's supposed to play.
He's Derek
Carr
Carr is playing, yeah. And
yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is playing, but he has he got a hurt knee, but he's still gonna play.
Yeah, I'm going with the NO, man. They get crazy in the Superdome.
Yeah,
And definitely before we go to the thumbs up and thumbs down, how about the 49ers also losing? So there's no more undefeated teams in the NFL. The Eagles were one of them, and the 49ers were the second. You all right, Rashad? I said the Eagles was one of them. He looked real sad.
You gonna be all right?
It's all fun and games until our next game.
You gonna be all right?
But the 49ers ran into the perfect defense to beat them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland has a really tough defense, man. Even though it came down to them missing the field goal.
Field goal, yeah.
But Cleveland has like one of the top 5 defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm. I just like that there's parity
I'm
in
not
the
sure
NFL.
if the Jets have that.
Say that again, G.
I'm not sure if the Jets have one of the top 5 defenses in the league that the Eagles lost to.
He froze again.
Yeah, he froze again. And I'm gonna bring him back. There we go. We definitely about to jump into this thumbs up, thumbs down. Now, Rashad, if you're there, you can definitely jump right back into this conversation. And for the people that's watching who don't know what the thumbs up, thumbs down means, you know, how we do this is like if you agree with the statement, you give it a thumbs up. If you disagree with it, you give it a thumbs down. So today's thumbs up, thumbs down is, should the NBA All-Star game go back to the traditional East versus West? Now, there's been some talk around the NBA. You know, Joe Dumars, who was the executive vice president and head of basketball operations of the NBA, and also the NBA commissioner Adam Silver, have been having a conversation about taking the NBA All-Star game back to the traditional East versus West format. Y'all know over the last couple years they've been having people, you know, team captains, you know, stuff like you go down in the hood, you shoot the ball, you hit, you got first pick. All right, give me such and such, give me Yo look like he can rebound, give me Big Yo right there, you know. So that's kind of how they've been doing it over the last couple years. But Joe Dumars and Adam Silver have been having the conversation. They kind of they're thinking about taking it back to the traditional East versus West format. So the question is, do you think that they should do that? And I say yes. I give it a thumbs up that it should go back to the traditional East versus West format. And the reason I say that is because I know over the last couple years, you know, the West has been very, you know, dominant. They've been dominant. They had all the talent in the West. But these last couple years, it's kind of, you know, evening out. Even with you have Damian Lillard coming over to the Bucks. So, like, if you look at, let me say, if you look at some players over in the East, you have Giannis. You can throw out there if he makes all. Of course, he's going to make it. Lillard, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Bam Adebayo, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. These are all people in the East. And of course, in the West, you had Jokic, you had Durant, Booker, Beal, Curry, Clay, Fox, Sabonis, Luka, Anthony Edwards, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kyrie. I mean, there's still kind of more talent in the West, but I feel as though they should, you know, make it a more traditional East versus West. format, but give it some type of incentive for if the team, whatever teams win, instead of it going like if you're the number one seed, you have home court advantage. Whatever, like if the East win, whatever team make it to the finals, they have home court advantage. They, you played 4 at home and 3 on the road, and it's the same thing for the West. So I feel as though they should go back. So I give it a thumbs up.
I'm mad to give it a thumbs down. I like the format how it is, and I don't know if you want the exhibition game having that much power on such an important series like the finals. You and I both know them dudes ain't playing hard. We don't know if they collude and saying, look, let me get mine this year, you can get yours or whatever, or before in the locker room. I don't think you should put that kind of power in the hand of an exhibition game going forward. I kind of like the pickup aspect of it. I kind of like that. You two players, and you were right about, I think the parity in the East and West has matched, because we got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in the East. So yeah, it's definitely balanced, but I kind of like the pickup aspect.
Oh yeah, I forgot Jason Tatum
and now
Jaylen Brown.
Drew Holiday, he over on the Celtics.
Drew Holiday, yep. So you have Drew Holiday, who definitely can be. He can have a all-star like season, and not only him, even Kristaps Porzingis.
Absolutely, he's a bucket.
And not only him, and your boy Jordan Poole.
Absolutely,
he's going to have the reins over in DC.
He may average. He going to average close to 30 this year. He got his own team now.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
Yeah,
him and Kuzma.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely believe that, man. So it was a thumbs up for me, and it was a thumbs down for Chuck. And we're going to leave it at that this week. And it's been an awesome show, and we hope that y'all can join us next week right here on the Taking Heads Sports Show. Your boy G Long, my man Chuck, my boy Rashad. Man, we out. Holla at your boys. We'll holla at y'all next week.